Mr. Knott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Major Franklin, just so I'm clear, I haven't been in for the entirety of the question and answers, but I want to ask you, do you believe that illegal immigration is a problem for the country?
Oh, it definitely is a problem, yeah.
Do you believe that the 10 to 15 million or even 20 million people of the last 4 years is a problem for the country?
Yeah, I do. There's no doubt that we have a border problem, and we need policies, because you've heard
Yes.
what we're dealing with at the local level once they get to our cities and towns. That's real.
Yes.
And then we have to make decisions on how we best manage it for us in our communities, and what we see is public safety. So this really pains me to not be able to see both sides come together and work within in the brackets of the Constitution to come up with sound border policies and processes so people can become legal. I mean, it is a huge issue, but what we're dealing with at the local level, and Sheriff Wagner and the other sheriffs here, it's a problem. And you said it, Sheriff, the politics. It's difficult.
Well, let me just stop you there. Our side of the aisle is not for illegal immigration. Our side of the aisle is for welcoming millions of people here and then trying to offer them legal status without any process or recognition of the existing legal immigrants we have. And the problem that I have is with sanctuary cities like yours in Baltimore, where I personally had experience with detainers not being honored or respected. So in your experience, what is a federal detainer, and do you support exercising those?
Detainers become a problem for us.
What is, as you understand it, what is a federal detainer? I've issued them.
A detainer is pretty much a notice to local law enforcement that they want a particular person, and give us notice when they're going to be released.
Who's already in custody.
Who's already in custody.
So that means, by extension, they have already committed a crime or been arrested for a crime, correct?
Absolutely.
And those detainers, when they're not honored, those people are released without federal law enforcement effectuating an arrest, correct?
I've never experienced that, no.
Well, that's what the detainers, that's what the sanctuary policies are built around. You're not honoring a federal detainer.
Because under my command, the notice went out in a timely fashion, and the federal authorities, be it ICE or another federal agency, were then waiting for that person to be released. But by law, we could not hold them with a detainer. A warrant, yes. A detainer, no.
So just to cut to the chase, you don't honor the detainer. You have someone in your custody who's illegal. You're notified by federal law enforcement that they are here illegally. The detainer says, please hold. Sanctuary policy does not honor the detainer, correct?
Correct. If it's a warrant, we don't.
Exactly. So you have people who have been arrested at the local level. There's a federal instruction to hold them, an illegal immigrant criminal, and you prioritize releasing them rather than working with federal law enforcement. And it's your opinion that that serves your local community, correct?
They paid their debt.
Releasing someone who's here illegally, who has already been arrested. I'm asking the question, sir. It's your testimony that releasing an arrested illegal immigrant criminal effectuates a safety or a safe policy for your community.
When they're released by the order of the court on a specific date and time.
This is what I call an evasive. This is what I call an evasive answer.
That's what we're required to do.
Someone has been arrested in your town who's here illegally, and you want them to be released rather than to work with federal law enforcement. And it's your testimony that makes your community safer.
We work according to the law.
Do you think that being here illegally is consistent with the law?
With the federal law or state law?
Federal law. No. When they commit a crime, they get arrested by your law enforcement agency.
It's a civil process you're talking about.
It is not a civil process. They are not brought into your jail by a civil action.
Will the gentleman yield?
Local
for,
police do not have the authority to enforce that federal law.
They have the authority to hold someone when a federal detainer is issued. And that you're skirting the issue. They were in your custody for some other action, correct?
Which they've served their time for, yes.
for some other action. And when you issue a hold, it is a sanctuary policy to let them go, correct?
Sanctuary policy, I'm talking about what I know to be a legal policy.
My time's expired. I think that the point was...
Mr. Chairman, I have a unanimous consent request.
I'm sure you do.
Shall I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'd like